Very good morning, students. Today we are going to revise chapter 2 of history, that is trade to territory. Okay, first point it is in the lesson, that is East India Company comes east. In 1600, Royal Charter granted to East India Company, granting the sole right to trade with the East. East India Company brought goods at a cheap price and sold them in a high price in Europe. Cotton and silk produced in India had a big market in Europe. Pepper, cloves, cardamom, and cinnamon were is great demand. East India Company and its officials accumulated wealth by trade of India and caught attention of other European powers. English East India Company had to compete with other European companies such as French, Dutch, and Portuguese. Because of the powerful naval force, British won over the European powers and became a champion of struggle of monotony of trade. East India Company begins trade in Bengal. In 1655, the first English factory was set up on the banks of the river Hooghly. The first English factory was opened at Surat in 1608. Aurangzeb issued a firman granting the company the right to trade duty-free. Company tried to press for more concessions and manipulate existing privileges. For trading purpose, the passes were issued to company officials, but they misused these passes for private trade and accumulate wealth on the name of company. Soon became a private trade company, suffered and went into losses. To cure this anomaly, British government made strict rules. How did trade lead to battles? After the death of Aurangzeb, the Bengal Nawabs asserted their power and autonomy. The Nawabs of Bengal refused to grant the company's concession as it was making the revenue from Bengal trade less profitable. The British wanted the duties to be abolished, but Bengal Nawab refused. The British officials knew the condition of administration in Bengal and tried their autonomy by using force. Next subheading, it is Battle of Plassey. As the result of denial of trading rights on 23rd June 1757, Battle of Plassey was fought, and it was first major victory of British in India. Aliwardi Khan died in 1756 and Sirajabdullah became the Nawab of Bengal. In 1757, Robert Clive led the company's army against Sirajabdullah at Plassey. Main reason for defeat of the Nawab was that the force led by Mir Jafar, one of the Sirajabdullah's commander, betrayed Sirajabdullah and never fought the battle. Mir Jafar was promised by Clive to be made Nawab after crushing Sirajabdullah. As per the deal, Mir Jafar became the Nawab of Bengal after the defeat and death of the Sirajabdullah, but he was a nominal head of Bengal. Actual power remained in the hands of British. Next one, the Battle of Buxar. After the defeat at Plassey, Sirajabdullah was assassinated and Mir Jafar was made the Nawab. Mir Jafar was just a puppet in the hands of Britishers. In 1764, the Battle of Buxar was fought between Britishers and Mir Qasim, when Mir Qasim denied the privileges given to Britishers. Mir Qasim abolished the trade duty for everyone and transferred his capital from Murshidabad to Mungagir, but this was against the interest of British and they declared war. In this battle, Mir Qasim, the Nawab of Bengal, Sirajabdullah, the Nawab of Awadh, and Shah Alam, the Mughal king, fought against British, and British forces were led by Hector Munro. In this battle, British became victorious and they decided to control the territory by their own. 1765, the Mughal emperor appointed the company as the Diwan of provinces of Bengal, as they also got Diwani right of Bihar and Orissa. Company officials became Nawabs. 1764, Robert Clive was appointed governor of Bengal. Nawabs and anglicized version of Indian word Nawab as British were leading the lavish life similar to Nawabs, and everyone was on the mercy of British. Okay, we'll continue in next video.